My dear friends, hello everyone. Well, today will be a very special live session because we don't have a topic. We're going to share some of the benefits from the last Bodhisattva class. These days, we received a lot of emails and messages from many people. There are a few of them who had videos. Some of them just wrote to us with their pictures. So we have all kinds of testimonials. Some of them are really amazing. Some of them are very, like we can see a lot of those benefits. So when we share, we just randomly pick ones. We don't want to share like the ones that are very amazing or like a complete miracle. And actually, we don't want to share something like it's too incredible. So the reason for us to come to learn and practice and cultivate, most people mostly come for either physical or mental wellness. And so we'll just pick randomly a video then. Oh, our Honorable Grandmaster JinBodhi taught this Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class. Just completed on August the 9th in such a short 7 days. We have many online friends who left messages and they are very eager to share their benefits. After attending the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class, the back of my head and the neck, which has been hurting for 2 days, recovered within 10 minutes of chanting. Initially, I needed to see the doctor, but now I no longer need to. I only need to chant the Six-Syllable Mantra for 10 minutes, and the pain would disappear completely. I'm awed and overjoyed. The Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class has also made me realize the importance of being respectful. Attending Buddha Dharma requires respect. Only with respect and sincerity, only then can we truly reap benefits. I'm really grateful to Grandmaster JinBodhi for teaching us such a useful method. After the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class, I'm happy that my palm reading patterns have changed. The 5 mounts on my palm appeared. My palm became smoother. And my fingers became plumber and smoother. 2 merit cinnabars appeared on my forehead. Chanting really is magnificent. Thank you, Grandmaster, for leading us in chanting. Throughout the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class, I'm very grateful to Grandmaster JinBodhi. On the 4th day of class, I offered a light. On that very evening, my son woke up from his nap and said, "Look what happened to my back. I noticed this misalignment of his spine is not there anymore." He said, "I dreamed that someone kept pushing and pulling me continuously. It hurt so much I woke up. When I felt the part where it hurts, I noticed the area where the spine jutted out vanished. I turned to normal. I'm very grateful." During the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class, me and my husband attended the class every day. On the 5th day, my son brought us good news. He was given a job promotion. Thank you, Grandmaster, for the blessings. During the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class, we're all glad to see Grandmaster every day. On the 5th day of class, I was cleaning the floor of the medicine Buddha hall. During that, It's as if I hear a voice telling me, finish up quick, go leave a comment. I heard the voice telling me this. After I finished clearing the floor, I returned to the front desk and left a comment with my phone. T.S. Guan. You won a Canadian-made wooden bear keychain. I'm very grateful. During that moment, I was so emotional and grateful. I prostrated to Grandmaster in front of the TV. Thank you, Grandmaster, for bestowing these golden words upon me. These two wishes, wish that become cuter and I live a healthier life. Thank you, Grandmaster. There was a raised bump on my wrist and forehead. The bump would get in the way. During the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva class, I followed in Grandmaster's lead and chanted sincerely. One day, I noticed the raised bump has vanished. My skin became smoother. The bump on my head vanished as well. It's no longer getting in the way when I comb my hair. I'm overjoyed. After following Grandmaster in chanting sincerely, the once hardened skin on my palm has become pink and smooth now. The 5 mounts on my palm appeared. My earlobes have become longer as well. For 3 years, I couldn't hear clearly. Since following Grandmaster's daily chanting, during the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva class, I can miraculously hear voices from the living room when I'm in my room. I'm very happy. Now I'm able to hear Grandmaster's live stream very clearly. Okay. There's so many testimonials, all kinds of benefits. The last one, she actually now started to be able to hear. It was for many years that she couldn't hear. And now, even like in her room, she can hear the voice in the living room. So it's in another room. So if they tell some secrets, they can't hide from. Yeah. Well, before, she couldn't hear. Yeah. Oh, and another one is in a dream that the spine. Yeah. Wow. What did it happen? What happened? Well, when I heard that, I found that's really like a miracle. The sister said it's during the Six-Syllable Mantra class. She offered a light for her son. Her son is still young, but she had that lumbar disc herniation. There are 3 discs. And also with her, on behalf of her son, offered a light to Grandmaster. So she has that respect to Grandmaster. And after she came back home, her son said, "Oh, Mom, you see the 3 protruded discs were disappeared." And the boy said, "Oh, I dreamed of a lady who looked like you and was holding my feet and was shaking like that." And it actually helped to adjust the lower back. And after that, what happened? And then it's all fine. And, the doctors actually couldn't do anything. And it was just in a dream. It sounds like quite a miracle. Congratulations. Well, this one, I need to elaborate a little bit. Sometimes I saw that Grandmaster would do some healings for others. And I sometimes saw Grandmaster was holding someone's feet and shaking like that. And then their lower back will, the pain will alleviate. So I think that it was very interesting that she actually offered a light to Grandmaster and on behalf of her son. And so that respect, you see. And then in the dream that he dreamed of someone was shaking her feet and healed his lower back. So congratulations. Wow, there's so many testimonials all at once. I think it's like more than 10. There's so many benefits, and everybody wants to report their benefits. Well, when they have so many, I can't remember them all. I can't discuss about them. Yeah, really. All these, the benefits that they send to us, it's like tons of them, and I have to only take very few of them, and everyone can only say like very few words so that more people can have an opportunity to share. And friends from Korea also bring a lot of stories and benefits.
一会儿跟着他们欢笑，那个真的是非常好像感同身受一样，他们的受益。但是每一个我们的韩国网友他们的让我们看到的
all these Korean friends, I saw that they are so wonderful. I'd like to recommend the first one, first Korean friend. Maybe we should just show one by one, because otherwise I cannot remember, and we couldn't discuss about it. There are too many informations for a simple person like me. I can't bear it. Okay, let's have a simple one. Kimchi one. Okay. Hello, Grandmaster. I'm from Korea, in West Center. Because of pandemic, because of the economic problem, many stores and business they cannot manage anymore. I plan to open a restaurant in a space, and maybe we could also receive some weddings or some banquets. And I'd like to apply for a phone number and I hope that the last 4 numbers would be 8888. And when I applied to the internet company, they said, oh, these kind of numbers are very demanding. But I said, well, definitely we should have. But then they said, the best you can find is 8887. I'm really not completely satisfied with the number, so I always ask them to maybe apply again. And then on the 6th day of the Six-Syllable Mantra class, I asked them again about the number. And so the receptionist asked me to wait for a while, and when I was waiting, I was chanting the six-syllable mantra, and I said, oh, Grandmaster, give me the number that I want. Please help me and help my restaurant business. I hope that my business will be very successful. Please help me to get this number. And we waited for 10 to 15 minutes, and during the time when I was making the phone call to them, I was always chanting. And then the receptionist told me, this number, we have 2 of those numbers with the last 4 digits is 8888. So thank you, Grandmaster, for your blessings and protection. Oh, Master, you're always with us. I sincerely vow. I hope this business will be very successful, and I hope that Bodhi meditation will develop quickly and vigorously in Korea. Thank you, Grandmaster. I want to be your disciple in many, many lives, in all my lives in the future. And our business will open on August the 20th to 25th. So, Grandmaster, could you pick a date for me to open the business? Thank you, Grandmaster, for your blessings. Please allow our business to be very prosperous. Thank you, Grandmaster. Well, thank you. Oh, this is a lady, is a property manager where our center is located. And so she had this opportunity to join our class before. And because this building, a lot of the business, because they couldn't do the business, so they stopped the renting. And so she wanted to use the, the space to maybe open a restaurant, and she wanted a phone number with 8888 at the end. And so she was chanting the six-syllable mantra. She only wanted one number with 8888, but Bodhisattva really helped her and gave her two numbers with 8888. When we were watching this, video, we were laughing. And she also asked you to find a very the best day for opening the business. She's very wise. Okay, lucky day, the 22nd. Okay, received. Thank you. Thank you, Grandmaster. Pick the right day. Oh, in Korea, they also like lucky numbers. Well, which number is luckier? Oh, you do have a saying for that. You like 8. Oh, you also like 8 in Korea. Okay, I hope your wishes will be granted. Okay, let's watch the next sharing. Can I read a message? Oh, they don't have... she didn't write down her name. So she said, oh, the first day, she hasn't sweated for 40 years. But after the chanting for the first day, both of her feet were wet with sweating. And she's already 83 years old. Thanks, Master. She's very healthy. And after the chanting, well, before she has the high blood pressure, and after chanting, high blood pressure disappeared. And her grandchild used to be very grumpy. And now, after the chanting, her grandchild now become very calm. And the relationship is very well. Did the child also chant? Well, she didn't say, but at least she chanted, and even her grandchild also becomes calmer and not so grumpy anymore. So, okay, all the sisters in the center, they are all very beautiful, but then they all have some, bad temper. When they are irritated, it's kind of not very good. And so when they are throwing tantrums, then maybe the gentleman needs to be away from now chanting would help that. And this sister Guanyin shared. It's in English, and she said, so when she was going out to wash clothes, oh, my name is Lindia. My Dharma name is Guanyin. This is how I benefited. On day 2 of the class, August the 3rd, while cleaning some fabric mask and carrying a bucket, I hit my toes badly on the door frame. The little toe got swollen, and the second toe also a little bit. I was not able to sleep due to that. And then I got approved to take 2 vacation days and rest my foot. However, that night I chanted like Master taught us on day 1 and 2, visualizing Buddha light covering every sentient being in the planet. And everyone was crystal clear. I wasn't even thinking about myself. Little do I know that the next day the swelling was gone and I was able to walk. Even though it got bruised on August the 6th, day 5 of the class, it was totally healed by August the 8th, day 7 of class. Normally, it would take over a week to heal for a hit like this bad, but I recovered in only 1 day, and the bruising was gone in 2 days. Well, yeah, if you just see the picture, it's completely different. Oh, before, you see, it was completely swelling and the color is dark. And how long did it take? Just 1 day. It was unbelievable. The six-syllable mantra is magical, and the vibration chanting each syllable has healing energy power. You see? And this sister already, well, she knows that where she bumped into another lady from Korea. She didn't know how she got hurt, but her foot was very, very painful. And she didn't realize that in this chanting class, through chanting, well, all of a sudden, I don't want to tell you more. Let her tell you then. Yeah, she will tell you. Okay, hello, Grandmaster. I'm Jin Xiu-shan from the Western Center, Meditation Center. About 2 months ago, my feet always inflamed and swelling, and it couldn't be healed. And when I walk, I can only, I can't walk with the foot. And then I came to the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva class on the 6th day in the morning. I was rubbing my foot, and suddenly there's some very shiny things coming out. I thought, oh, what is this? Is this, water? And then I was squeezing it. Oh, and then there was the glass, broken glass. Oh my gosh, that's really incredible. Those broken glass without doing surgeries were coming out. And glass can come out like that without surgery? Oh my gosh. And then the inflammation disappeared. The foot recovered very quickly. I can now walk normally. I don't have any discomfort now, no problem at all. And our the teachers in the center also see, before it was swelling, I couldn't walk, and now, before it was swelling, yeah. And my family were very worried, and they were thinking that if the inflammation didn't go well, maybe the whole foot will be, it's terrible. But, it's not the first time I receive healings, but this is really amazing. I'm like, this gratitude can hardly be expressed with language. It's just, wow, so much. That foot, it was inflamed and red and swelled, and she didn't know that there were broken glass inside it. And it's been 2 months, and she said the glass just came out. And so when she chanted Six-Syllable Mantra, she was very surprised, and she felt like there's some shiny things coming out. And so she started to squeeze and squeezed out some broken glass. Sounds like kind of weird, but still very happy for her. And she didn't even know that the glass went into her feet, into her foot. Well, sometimes some boys might be too naughty and do that, but this old lady didn't even know that the broken glass went inside. And after chanting Six-Syllable Mantra, then the glass will come out. And so after she squeezed it, the broken glass came out. Wow, she's lucky. Wow, Guanyin Bodhisattva cares about anything. Okay, yeah. Can I share another one from Dan Yan from Singapore? And the first day, she already benefited because for 1 week, she hasn't went to the washroom, and her abdomen was so, hard and uncomfortable. And so she asked Bodhisattva to help her to be able to excrete. And then after she chanted for about half an hour, she was able to go to the washroom, and it's all gone, and all these, discomfort all gone. And on the 5th day in your class, Master also talked about how to increase the to prevent constipation and to also make an excrement easier. And you see, for a whole week, she didn't excrete, and so the food, including the toxin, were all absorbed. So it's not very good for anyone. And if it happens regularly, then their face might show very dark color, and even they could cause cancer. There was a doctor who told me in China, she said, what is health? If you can just naturally eat and, go to washroom and excrete normally, naturally, it means you're healthy. And if you can sleep normally, that's healthy. Now I understand he's right. For a whole week, if you cannot excrete, it's really a big problem. And so last time I've already mentioned, I'm not going to repeat what can, improve our excretion. So that was the first day of this chanting class. And so just the first day after chanting only half an hour, and the 1 week problem was solved. So sometimes when some people eat something, it cannot go out and they don't know why, and it shows some constipation. It could also be because of the food. Oh, okay, Christine. Yes, Grandmaster, you said you actually guided us about how to have healthy diet. And, sometimes we thought it's a healthy habit or a normal thing, eating habit, but actually it has a lot of problem, especially for ladies, like sweet food. And Grandmaster, you mentioned that we should reduce the consumption of bubble tea and juice. And we received Sister Bei Jiao from Los Angeles Center. She sent a message, a sharing about her sister losing weight because during the pandemic, everybody's home, and her daughter always like desserts and sweet food, and so she's a little bit chubby. And when she was a little girl, it was fine. A chubby girl was lovely, so she didn't force her to lose weight. And because that's a girl, if she likes bubble tea or some juice, she didn't really limit those. But when she gets to a certain age, she's overweight. And so this sister sent us her pictures. And so her little girl, just a teenager, is 150 pounds. It's like, yeah, a little bit overweight. And during the pandemic, because everybody stayed home because of the lockdown, and one day, this girl suddenly said, "Oh, Mom, I need to reduce my weight because I want to listen to Grandmaster." And because the mother thought, "Oh, maybe," because she said it many times, she didn't persevere. Maybe just 2 days she would stop. And so her mother didn't take it seriously. But during the pandemic, this girl always take Grandmaster's online classes and listen to Grandmaster's teaching about how to have healthy food, how to have healthy diet. And so this girl's determined that she wants to lose her weight. And so first, she wants to get rid of those sweet food like bubble tea or juice or those kind of thing. And so every day she would only have some fruit. It's almost like half fasting. And then during this Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class on August the 8th, and it happens to be her birthday, and so she weighed herself again. I'd like to invite our online friends to guess our sister, this this girl, how many pounds did she lose? And this girl said, my goal is to reduce 30 pounds. We're thinking, well, 30 pounds, that's a lot. Even adults, if you lose 30 pounds, that's already like you're completely a different person. And oh, yeah, you can see the picture. You see, this is the picture. She lost 60 pounds. Wow, look at her body. It's almost like half as much as she was before. It's a completely different person. She's like a little fairy now, Grandmaster said. And received. Yeah. And her mother said during this time, she not only said she's going to lose weight, but she also gets very gentle. You know, before, as a teenager, she's very rebellious, and she always, against whatever her mother says. We are moms, and we all experience the teenagers always are very rebellious and do not cooperate with parents. But now, this girl, whatever her mom says, she would say, okay. And her habit, like, now staying home without teachers, without the, bells, and there's no grandparents, pushing them for rushing or something. We would imagine that lots of kids would sleep late or, don't have a good habit. And so, but this girl will go to bed every night at 9 p.m. and get up at 5 a.m. every day to practice. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, she became such a wonderful girl. And she get up at 5 to chant and exercise. And she also become more beautiful. Let's talk about it. A lot of people live in North America because of the food here makes a lot of kids like a bread. Sorry. I don't know what should we describe, all those hot dogs and sandwiches. They have too much calories. And so in the United States, there are many girls, having that kind of shape. If you someone, when they go back to China from the United States, you would know right away that they're from the States because they have that kind of shape. Very few of them are very slim. So you both are ladies. If you are you have more weight, then you would have more bad temper. Why is that? Maybe too much heat inside, and maybe the food also have lots of, hormones would affect their nerves, their emotions, and their moods. Those baked food, baked meat, baked pizza. In the Western food, there are lots of baked food, so they have a lot of heat and fire energy inside, and therefore this fire is get inside, and so you might have a lot of fire, and so you can more likely to have irritable temper, and also the body would feel these kind of energy is too much. It's not that the more energy, the better. If you need only 20 calories and if you're taking 100 calories, it's excessive, it's too much. And that will become a burden for you. And if you only need 20 calories, if you're taking too much, it will turn into maybe fat, maybe it will turn into some tantrums, or maybe it will turn into another problem. So it would be unhealthy. And so when she lost weight and when she looked at herself, she's so much slimmer. And when she looked at her more beautiful body, of course she would also feel good. And when she looked at her body before, of course, that also would trigger some, irritation. And so if your body is a small river, then you should keep it as a small river. Especially for younger girls, when you lose some weight and then your skin will get smoother, your mood will be better, and you have more confidence. Today, we shared that this girl successfully lost weight. It's not just her shape is improved. Also, we know that many overweight children, if you just let it be, it's not just the appearance is not so satisfying, but also it would affect their health. Say, for example, diabetes, or those 3 highs. It's not just the 3 highs: high blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol. It's not the privilege of those adults. Any age can have those problems. And so it also causes the overweight, and it can even cause the potential problem for our organs, internal organs, and for our circulations, for many systems will have problems in our body. So for those overweight friends, would it be more likely that already have like high blood pressure, blood sugar, and high cholesterol? So if you are already overweight, maybe you already have some highs. If you're not overweight, then the possibility of getting high blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol is less likely. And so overweight people, if you check their blood pressure and sugar and stuff, it's more likely to find out. Okay, let's review what are those 3 highs. So high blood pressure, high lipidemia, and high blood sugar. And so high blood pressure, what does it mean? Also high lipidemia, high cholesterol. A lot of times high cholesterol will cause high blood pressure because the fat in the artery will cause the artery become very narrow and blocked, and therefore the pressure would be increased. And so when the cholesterol is too high, it means that there's too much fat in the blood, and so those very tiny fat it will stay on the side of the artery, and it's almost like the water pipes, if they get blocked, the water will come out slower. So in the artery, the blood will the artery becomes narrower, and then the blood will come out slower. Would it affect the brain? Yes, of course. And so without sufficient blood to supply to the brain, you might even have a lot of problem with your brains and heart. And so it has many different kind of problems that you can have, like angina or so it's all because of the cardiovascular system. If you're overweight, it's very likely to incur those kind of problems. I remember one of my teacher, he was pretty tall, but her weight is like he couldn't sit a normal chair. He needs to sit 2 chairs. And he was a teacher, but because he's overweight, he couldn't stand too long. And after standing for a while, he would feel very exhausted. He needs to sit down. And so when we're, have a meeting or doing some teachings, then other people are still talking, but then he would almost fall asleep. I guess, he gets tired very easily, maybe because of, shortage of blood supply. And so sometimes when they go to a business trip together, he has to stay in in a single room because he would snore like terribly, and nobody can share the room with him. And so he was not very healthy, and he actually passed away in his 40s because of his overweight. Actually, the school management actually moved him from the teaching position to doing research, but just to, because he cannot stand for long. But then he still had a lot of health issues and passed away early.
有话说吗？没话说就我说。
Do you want to say something? Okay.
你看我们现在的反应都是脑缺氧哈。停顿下来不知说啥。
You see, when we stop, don't know what to say, it's probably a shortage of blood supply. So when overweight, and then with all these 3 highs, then you don't know what to say sometimes. So overweight will cause a lot of cardiovascular system problem, and even have problem with your bones or your joints, or even feet pain, because the whole body is so heavy, and you shouldn't be so heavy, but your body still became so heavy. Your bones, your knees, your toes cannot handle it, and your kidney cannot handle it too. And so we're talking about health, and we're just talking about health. We're just with good intention to discuss about overweight. It's not like we like it or not. We're just talking about what overweight will cause health issues. It's not like in ancient times the emperor likes very slim people, so the ministers all try to become very, very thin. It's not like that. So anyways, we need to take care of our diet. Very healthy diet would help us to have very healthy excretion, and sometimes constipation are caused by they don't take fibers, they don't have too much exercise, or maybe they smoke and take alcohol, or maybe many evening activities, And so those can all cause health problems. We all need to be careful. We mentioned that there are very quick way to get healthy. You can go to search on the YouTube. I think last time we mentioned it, and this time I'm actually waiting for something. Just now, the Korean lady who shared that the broken glass came out after chanting. So actually, Great Grandmaster Ren told me a secret. If our online friends, if you like it, you can take notes. Actually, at that time we saw some Tibetan people, they use knives to cut meat. And so by accident, someone cut his finger. At the time when he cut his finger, we were not there. But when they come to see my great grandmaster, it was already a month later because it inflamed, and so it's like kind of reddish and swelling. And so my great master said, just energy healing won't be enough. And he did the energy healing and also asked him to find a cactus. Cactus that they have many, it's kind of very flat and has lots of thorns on it. And every time you cut one piece, and then you can also try to maybe smash the cactus really smash the cactus, and then with those white cloth. It's called gauze, the white gauze, and then put the cactus, the smashed cactus there, and cover the injured area. And maybe every 2 days or the next day you change another one. His problem was very, very serious, but the doctors couldn't help. But then using my grandmaster's way, only 3 days, it gets well. It started to heal. And after 7 days, it's completely fine. Maybe after he cut his finger, maybe had some chemicals, so that's why it got inflamed. So now, if you had a cut, or some people, they had a surgery and then it couldn't union. And so it cannot heal. So maybe you can use the same way to facilitate the healing process. Whether it fits you, it's you make the decision. I'm just out of good intention that I'm sharing it with you. I saw someone who actually got healed with this way, and I saw many people. I shared with 30 people, and they all used this and get healed. Only one person didn't because of a very unique constitution, and it's so effective. One of them was working in a chemical factory, and when he opened a big bucket, and he was he had a cut, and so he used this way to heal, and it healed very quickly. You can go online to see the good effect of the cactus. Actually, it also prevents aging. Do you know that? Cactus can prevent aging. But it's also slightly toxic. It's not like a chemical toxic. If you eat it, it's slightly toxic. And it also helps to heal and reduce the pain or itchiness on the skin. So you just smash the cactus and use the juice. So if you use that gauze and put the cactus, smashed cactus inside, it helps you metabolism, and it even will melt those blood clots. So I imagine if you eat some cactus, it would help. But actually, I haven't tried that before, so I don't have that experience. I searched online though. It has a lot of good effects. It can prevent cardiovascular problems. How to prevent? If you put the cactus plant at home, maybe this plant will also exude that kind of energy. But some people may ask, oh, what about the thorn? Because it has a little tiny toxic, and if you're not afraid of it, then me personally, I think if you smash them together, and you can maybe mix that into your rice or vegetable, maybe that can help to retard aging, and melt those blood clots, and even to heal the ulcer of the stomach, because it can heal some of the burning or injured surface of the stomach, because it can heal the inflammation and also help to grow the new skin. Sometimes you think, oh, it's a little bit toxic, maybe you'll be afraid. But if you eat very tiny amount of it, then actually those toxics sometimes is the effective part for the healing. So usually, if you smash it, then it doesn't feel very, very toxic, but the health effect is very obvious, and so that's why I'd like to recommend it to you. Okay, maybe we can continue to share. Thank you, Grandmaster. Our online friends were very, very happy to receive that secret. And they all made notes. And so just now, Grandmaster, you mentioned the 3 highs. You know, high blood sugar will cause diabetes. And so for diabetic people, if they have a cut or something, then they are not easily to heal. And maybe it could even, the wounds, if it cannot heal, maybe they have to amputate their limbs, or even they could get blindness. And so some online friends asked, if that is the case, can they try cactus? Yes, I think you can try. And at the same time, I would say you should maybe check your diet and increase more exercises and boost your immune system. I think the best way is to walk energy Bagua, because it works wonders for diabetic. Yes, we have had many experiments, and it was all very, very effective. And at the same time, you should reduce your sugar intake.
对，
Yes,
那个
yes.
八卦那个曾经有一位宗教的其他
Before
宗教的一位大师
there was a
那我就教
master
他
from
做八卦
another
他
religion,
的身
and
体就
I
越来越好。
taught
但是
him
呢，他
energy
要他说
Bagua,
千
and he
万别
gets
告诉我的
healthier
教
and
友们
healthier. And he
教
said,
友
"No,
们知
no,
道了之
don't
后
tell
就觉得
people
他们会骂
from
我
my
说
same
背叛了
religion
我的主
because
啊。对，
because
可是不
he's
小心
afraid
呢，
that they would
不小
blame
心呢，
him for
他的有
getting
教友知道了这
against
个事，
uh,
知道这个事，他就
against
实
their
话实说，
religion."
这
But
效果特别好， 我没有背叛我的主，但是因为这个效果特别好，
but
健
then
康效果特别好，
his fellow
那他们的教友们
religious
怎么说
people,
呢？
the
说
friends,
你
all
必须教
know
给我们。
that, and because
就是
it's
他
so
们一群
effective,
人都在
and
都
then
在练， 是一个
because
西
it's
方
so
宗教的一
effective,
个人啊，
they
对，特
all
别好。
wanted to
现在
learn
已经教
too,
了100多个
and
人
now
做
he
八卦哈。
he also
对，
shared that with him, and he taught more than 100 people
好，
in her
还有很多在这
you
个
know
疫情期间
in
还
her
在工作
area.
的哈，这一些网友们，他们
There's
在跟
some
这个
online
这
friends
次
who are
班上
still
也有很大
working
的受益。
during the
像
pandemic,
这
and
个
they
印
also
尼的
had a lot
丹
of
苗
benefit
师姐，
during
她呢
the
开了
chanting
一家
class.
实体店，其实
Inni
她就是个老
Dan
板
Miao,
娘啊。
she's
结
actually
果呢，在7
the
月底
the
的时候
boss
呢，
of a
在她这儿
restaurant,
工作了8年的
and
全
at the
权负
end
责
of
管理的那一
July,
位主管呢辞职了，回乡
the
结婚去
manager
了。
of the
那
restaurant
结果
had
这个老
to
板娘就没办法，就得
to
亲自上
leave
阵指挥
because
员工
he
啊。
he
结
needs
果
to
就
go
非常
back
的累
and
啊，劳
marry,
累又有
yeah,
压力又
have
焦
his
虑。
wedding, and
那
then
正好呢，就8月初这师傅就开了这个6次
so
真言
this
班嘛，
lady has
真
to
是
do
吉时雨啊。
everything
他说，
herself.
师傅的法开示还有加持，
It was
让
good
我
that
内
this
心
chanting
一天
class
比一天
started
平静下来。
because
没
of
有
the
那么的烦躁
chanting.
跟焦虑。
I
结果
used to
在
be
课堂第
very
4天的时候呢，
anxious
另一个
because
以
the
前的
manager
一位老
left, but
员
now
工
she's
也是就
not
是回家了哈，来给
anxious
他打电
anymore.
话说我现
And
在需
then
要工作，老板娘还能不能聘我回来
and
呀？
on the
那他
fourth
就
day,
缺人嘛，就是
there
老
was
员工
a
又知根知底的哈，好惊喜啊，就
previous
回来了。
employee
然后就很
who
感
went
恩
back
菩
to
萨的
get
加持，
married and
因为
had
你的后
children
人来
phoned
了。
me, phoned her
对，
and
更
said
惊
she
喜的
wants
是
to
呢，
work
这个
here
老员工还把他
and
妹
hoped
妹一
that
起
I
带
would
来
hire
了，
her.
了解
And I
一起
was
都在
like,
他这
it's
儿
such
工
a
作，
happy
工作又勤
surprise.
快啊，
I'm
又有
so
效率，
grateful for
非常
Guanyin
非常的
Bodhisattva's
支持。
great
所以上这首
blessings.
歌词哈，
And so
带
that
上你的家长，带上
employee
你的妹妹
brought her
啊，
sister to
还要赶
come
着马车
too.
来。
And so she was just so happy because she really, really needed
对，
an employee like that. It was a previous employee, so she know her very well. And this employee just called her to apply for the job. And when she really lost her manager, it was such a wonderful thing. And another couple already in her 70s shared their benefits. And the whole family, actually, nobody has job, lost their job. Everybody lost their jobs, and they don't have any income. And then
马上就遇到了吃饭的问题。
because of the pandemic, they don't.
在这次念佛班上，
They even have challenges for, you know, food.
情况默默地向师父倾诉，又供灯。
And
后
so
来奇迹真的发生了。
during the chanting class, so this sister was like in tears and silently tell Grandmaster what happened and pray for help, and they offered lights. And then very soon they quickly got the job, and so it was really, really wonderful. You know, now they had a job, and so at this time during the pandemic, this, you know, now they can have food to eat. Oh, Grandmaster said, I'm so happy to hear that. And so Zhigang, brother Zhigang, he's in
2020年居家第一的生活已经过了快半年。
and so for 6 months now, he said, I've already stayed here in such a small space. And after one day, we usually would feel like we're very, very stressed. I'm so grateful for Grandmaster, like kept delivering these online teachings. I can, you know, adjust my mood, adjust my mind. And after I chant the Six-Syllable Mantra chant, I found I'm getting very, very light. It's like a big stone is putting down in my heart. And a lot of anxiety actually were released during the chanting. And after I chant, I feel very peaceful and very light, even though there's still a lot of difficulties in the work. I still have to face, I have to confront. But because of the chanting, my mind shifted, and I can solve the problems easier and much easier. And I used to be very anxious and very easily irritable, but now I can be very, very peaceful. So I'm so grateful for Grandmaster. So this is very common, for many working class. Because of the pandemic, a lot of times they work from home, and there are lots of pressures, and Grandmaster's teaching really helped them. During the pandemic, if we can help people to be more peaceful, this is very important. There's so many people, they're very anxious. They couldn't be calm, and so much pressure, and then they have that anxiety. But when they don't have anything to do, they're even more anxious. And if they have something to do, if they don't know how to do it, or if they have some financial difficulties, then they will be anxious. And if they cannot do and then they cannot do things well, it's because of that anxiety. And so if we can learn meditation and like Buddha to calmly and peacefully deal with this, deal with everything, then you'll be able to do everything well. I remember I watched a video for the World War II. It's a record from World War II. At that time, General Barton and Eisenhower and some very famous generals. Once they were discussing about the work, and they were in a cave. I guess it's like a shelter. They have some branches to cover it, and right beside it, maybe a house was exploded, and the stones coming down, but the generals were still like smoking, as if they didn't hear anything. They didn't even see anything. And I would say only like this we can call them generals, with a very calm and peaceful mind to look at everything, because they have already been prepared for anything. That's why they can have such a calm and peaceful mind to discuss work like this. And when those bullets and rocks are flying everywhere, they can still be very peacefully arrange everything. And so as an employee or as parents, we also need such a very calm and peaceful mind to face all challenges, so that we can deal with things in a more proper way. Thank you, Grandmaster, your teachings. I remember before, I remember you mentioned that Zhuge Liang, how he was very, very calm and peaceful, and just using her fans. And it's almost like everything he already well arranged. With Sima Yi, he has like 200,000 soldiers, but like Zhuge Liang only has 200 maybe less than 2,000 soldiers, very senior soldiers, old soldiers. But then he was still playing the musical instrument, and when they hear the music, it's very, very calm. And that kind of, calmness and serenity can, equals to 200,000 soldiers. And I remember that there's a very, very smart person. He very, very carefully listened to Zhuge Liang's playing the musical instrument. So he listened very, very carefully. And so Sima Yi was very, very smart. He listened very, very carefully and tried to find if there's any anxiety in that. But the whole music was played in such peace that, it just feels like he's so settled. And so and Zhuge Liang was like, open the door. So then Sima Yi would be afraid that it's like a trap. So a lot of times this purity and calmness and peace would be even stronger or more or more powerful than thousands of soldiers. So the director of a company or a big organization, you do need to learn the power of this calmness and peace. It's really more than thousands of soldiers. Or so if you want to learn, come to Bodhi Meditation. Thank you, Grandmaster. In addition to those managers and also the children, when you're growing, if you have afflictions and you have difficulties, you also need the guidance and the purity. So there's a young student. Remember in the previous class, he asked for how to choose his major, and remember, Master, you give her the guidance. Oh, hi, I'm from Australia, Mu Jiang. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question about whether I need to change major. I'm so grateful for you to guide me this so that I know what to do. Actually, before that, I felt very distressed. I actually cried for more than 5 times. I felt like I'm at the crossroad, and I don't know what to do. But at this time, Grandmaster, you appear. Now I know I will courageously take the challenge. I'll be a bird. Actually, everybody in my family all benefited, but they're all shy, so I will report all the benefits. My dad now sleep better. My mom, the first 3 days, she was like having tears and yarning, and another sister was feeling like very light and sitting on the lotus flower, and then the body becomes bigger, and eventually the body has some light and even transparent. And before that, she very vaguely see that Guanyin Bodhisattva kind of coming to her. That's very enormous. And she slept very well. And when she woke up, getting ready to go to work, and then she saw that it's only 1:30 a.m. She only slept like 2.5 hours, but she felt like she slept for a long time because she was full of energy. And so this Bodhisattva class is so powerful. I know that there are so many people because of you. They all benefit, and people who benefit are all over the world, in every corner of the world. Thank you very much. And I really hope that you will come to Melbourne. Wow, her whole family benefited so much. And well, she's the one who asked before. Do you remember? She wanted to become a pharmacist, and then she wanted to give up. She wants to change her major because it's too difficult. And I really reminded her and everyone. Once again, I like to remind our young friends, when we are learning, I remember that my grandmaster, my great-grandmaster trained me. Say, for example, if I'm practicing, I'm sitting, meditate for, say, for example, 1 hour, and then I ask my master, I've already done this for a month in this state, and what should we do now? And my master would say, maybe increase 10 minutes. So now you do 70 minutes. How's that? And then I said, oh no, I shouldn't ask. You know, when I sit actually after 40 minutes and I feel like I'm going to explode, it's so painful. You think that adding 10 minutes, it's not too much, but actually it's really hard. And I told my master, I said, it's really hard. But then he said, okay, and he left. But whatever he said, I have to do it, right? So I sit for 60 minutes. The last 20 minutes was so painful. And now another more 10 minutes. Well, when you hear this, you think it's not a big deal, but it's actually really hard. But even so, I didn't cry. I'm not like her. Like I didn't have tears. I still persevered, you know. I would clutch my teeth and I persevere. And then after 2 months, I can do 70 minutes very easily. And then I see my master and say, oh, master, I'm doing it now. I can do it now. And then my master would say, okay, now this time I add 20 minutes. And I say, oh, 20 minutes? And I regretted that I told him. I really regretted. Why should I see my master? Maybe today, the feng shui is not good. The weather is not good. Why should I see my master? Why should I not say something else? Oh, it's so painful. Only Buddha or God would know that it's so painful. But after 3 years, I can sit for 5 hours in a row. And then my master would say, I remember something. I remember I said, don't always give me the hardest thing to do. And my master said, if you want to be independent, if you want to have some achievements, if you want to be someone with some accomplishments, you need to challenge yourself forever. It's not courageously challenge. It's like challenge yourself forever, forever. Like always increasing, always more challenges. Only in this way can you achieve something. And so at that time, I do high jump. You know, my legs are too big and it's hard for me to do high jump. And probably I did maybe only maybe 2/3 of a meter. And then I thought my master would praise me, but my master said, And then I asked my master what to do. My master said, I'll tie some sandbags on your legs, 1 sandbag on each leg. And then I won't be able to jump that high. I can only maybe 1/3 of a meter. And so he said, I hope after a few days, then you'll be able to jump 2/3 of a meter. I said, no, it's possible. And my master said, if you can't do that, then jump 8 hours a day here. And because of my master's threatening, I jumped to 2/3 of the meter. And then my master said, see, you can do it. And then I said, because you forced me. I dare not say that though. I just said in my mind. And then my master said, oh, come back. Add more sand in your sandbag. And I said, oh, master, you're very compassionate. You're very kind. Don't treat me this way. And then my master said, okay, open the sandbox. Add more sand into the sandbag. And more sand. Add more sand into the bag. And then close it and tied it to me. And he said, well, no rush. Just practice. I'll tell you, after a year, about a year, at that time, I was, a teenager. When I squat down, I can just one leg. I can jump 1 meter, 1.1 meter, and even my legs would have a sandbag on it. And my master is still not very satisfied. Okay, Christine. Wow, Grandmaster, can I ask, when you're training yourself, even though your master gave you so many difficult goals, he will not check you actually. It's actually done with your self-discipline. I believe it's not that every time you'll be able to jump over, right? Maybe you would fall down, maybe you would, Of course, I'm just, long story short, actually, if I tell you the details, I can't count how many times I twisted my ankles. Every time the sandbag would have that friction on it actually rubbed my ankles and it's bleeding. And so actually after a while my ankles were bleeding because of the sandbag always touching my ankle. And at that time, the shoe that I wore was the cotton ones that my mom made for me, and my toes were sticking out. It's not like the running shoes now. The first time I wear running shoes, I like to jump because that kind of cotton shoes, it really, it's hard for you to jump, And in the winter, this shoe, it's like it has a little cloth in it, and it's very painful when you're wearing it. And my master wanted me to jump high, and so my toes, my feet had a lot of cracks and cuts, and I didn't tell you these details. I think those are just like my bleeding feet. It's just normal. But at that time, every single day I was in pain. But I have faith in my master, and that's my fortune that my master even care to teach me. But when I practiced every single day, I was in pain. I truly felt like my master might have some problem. He only has me alone, like I'm the only disciple of him, so I'm the only one that he tortures. But later I know that no, it's not that he's torturing me. He's helping me to, reach my achievement. So if you want to achieve something, you need to continuously, always challenge. We need to always challenge ourselves. It's not that we're better than others. We need to be better than myself, than my past. Is it painful? He asked me. I said, yeah. And so he said, I don't feel pain. Well, he said, these pain are your own feelings. Forget it. Don't tell other people this is pain. If you tell other people, then you're not courageous. If you have pain, don't tell anyone. And so, but you are stronger than before. You can endure more, and you have more power, and you can run faster, you can jump higher, you can sit longer. Yes, of course, that's right. And so later, I was able to do what he requested, and he was somewhat satisfied. So we need to challenge ourselves continuously when we're reading, when we're practicing, when we're working. Actually, you are eager to receive those, praise from your employer or your boss. But when you receive those praise, actually you will, it's the beginning of your suffer because you're too capable. He will give you more work, and even the work that other people cannot do. If you cannot do it well, your boss will be very disappointed. He would say, oh, I thought you're very capable, but actually you're not, right? And if you receive praise, then you actually would have to, because you have to work exceptionally hard to be able to really manage to do that. We always like to say, wow, this person is so smart, and he was like promoted like 3 levels up. How come I haven't been promoted for continuously promoted for 3 levels up? If he was promoted that fast, think about his endurance, his ability, his power. How strong would that be? If your salary is, if you're, sometimes you're actually doing 10 times as much as others, and some people, they can do like 10,000 people, what 10,000 people can do, but you're only having 4 times of salary as the others. So you contribute like 10,000 times of the work. 10,000 times of work, of regular work, but you're only receiving 4 times of salary because the boss cannot, give too much. Maybe the boss would be very happy, and he can only give you that much salary, so he would promote you. But those most capable people, they would also suffer more because he's challenging himself and even torturing himself. But what will comfort him is that through continuously challenging ourselves, then we can soar, we can excel, we can have more knowledge, we can be stronger, and we can do anything. And so we need to dare to challenge ourselves, even though we know the difficulty. Don't just do, repetitive things. Every day I'll do exactly the same. If you're cooking, you always cook the same food. If you don't even change the color, you don't change the food, because it would be too boring. We need to challenge. You should add difficulties, like intentionally, voluntarily add difficulties to yourself. And then, after a while, you would be a little bit more capable than ordinary person. No, that's all for my teaching. Wow, that is so inspiring, Grandmaster. I just feel like my life is too sweet. And so thank you, Grandmaster, for such precious sharing. We need to learn more to have this perseverance. Actually, I've tried. This disciple is pretty good and pretty smart, and he always say, anything difficult for me to do? And I sometimes will give some difficult things for him to do. I thought that it's fine for him, but then he actually complained at the back. He said, oh no, how come Master gives such a difficult thing for me to do? It's because you don't have a big enough aspiration. That's why you cannot bear it. You want to be the cornerstone of the whole company or the whole organization. If you're just a bean sprout, you're not the cornerstone. You haven't thought about what is tree. You're just a bean sprout. You never even think about a tree. You want to be appreciated by Master, so you actually applied to have a more difficult thing to do, but when I give him, it actually hurt. Is not good for him. It's because he didn't have a big enough aspiration. So when your boss or your manager or your master appreciates you, it's always because they will give you something really difficult, really hard for you to do. But if you happily, joyfully accept it and do it, you're now starting to have wings. If a human being has wings, you are a deity, a celestial being. Some people want to have wings, but when I give him opportunities to grow wings, then he would complain. And he would say, oh, why Master give me such a difficult thing to do? If you want to dismiss me, just tell me. So people who have big karmic bond, who are happily accept these kind of challenges, then they would, those people who don't have that bond and fortune, they might think, they might complain. Actually, I don't like a very boring life, Okay, thank you, Grandmaster. We need to work hard. Yeah, work harder. Yeah. Okay, Christine and Joy said, yes, work harder, me. Yeah, I want to work harder. And when I'm doing this live broadcast, we're still having a lot of comments sharing their benefits. I'd like to share one of them. I said, before my legs are not very good. I couldn't sit cross legs, but this time I can sit cross legs for an hour, and my body can be very straight, and my heart is in the right place too. I hope I will practice diligently and follow Grandmaster the whole life. And Peng Dao said, oh, my son couldn't find a job for a long time, but with Grandmaster's blessings, I ordered Bodhi in Buddhahood, and right on that day, he found the right job. So thank you so much, Grandmaster. And there's a sister's daughter has already pregnant for 6 months, and they found that the fetus heart is not growing very properly, and so she light candles for her daughter, and it's during this chanting class. After 2 weeks, now they had a medical check. The fetus is now growing very well and healthily, and we're grateful for Guanyin. Thank you, Guanyin Bodhisattva. And Aili from Malaysia, she has a miracle. In July, she had thyroid problem, and so the doctors hyperthyroidism. And then she had toothache, so she had to take the painkiller for the toothache. And then ever since from the third day she started to take medicine, she started to follow to chant Guanyin Bodhisattva. And she also saw Grandmaster doing energy healings from crushing the walnuts and beans. And she's always wishing that the hyperthyroid will disappear. And then after 2 days, she got the blood test. Her thyroid FT4 dropped from 38.6 to 15.2. The normal level is 18, so she only took 8 days of medicine. And joining this Bodhisattva class, this chanting class, it's coming back to normal. And so it's really amazing. And she knows that this is Grandmaster and Bodhisattva's blessings. She's so happy. She was following the whole Six-Syllable Mantra class. And on August the 10th, she found that her heartbeat is 83. From last December till now, for 8 months, every time she tests her heartbeat, it's always 100 or more. And the highest was 118 and 120. It's never been lower than 100 because the hyperthyroidism causes higher heartbeat. And so even before she took the medication for controlling the high blood beat, she just did some chanting. The heartbeat already reduced. So it's already 3 days. Heartbeat is maintaining within 73 to 92. It has never been like that before. I'm just so happy. I know this is Grandmaster's blessings. So I'd like to ask ID, when you are so happy, would your heartbeat increase? So maybe even if you're very happy, try to keep your heartbeat normal. So this is ID from Malaysia. So chanting the Six-Syllable Mantra like within days to recover.
来做禅修相关的禅修，包括走八卦，都会对你有
I
帮
think
助
in this
哈。
situation
那
when you
我
come
对
to
甲
do
亢不按的
meditation
医学
and
的角
to
度来分析，
work
其实
energy
我的感
Bagua,
觉
it will
就
help
是
you
首
a
先
lot.
它的这个能量
And
态
from
不是
my
往上走的，
understanding is that
既
there
然
are too much
因为
energy
这样
as
的
the
人他的
energy
人
is
情
going
绪化，
upward.
有
And
甲亢的人，
this way it
我
makes you
发
more
现的，
emotional.
我因为见的
And
可能也
what
是
I
比较少
realized
哈，但是我知道得甲亢的人就是脾气特别容易急
what I
躁，
realized is
特
that
别容易
people
急
with
躁、烦。
with
当然还有
hyperthyroidism,
的
they
人有些
usually
人能
have
控制住自己的这个情绪，但是这种
a
烦劲儿
very
还是在身体
big
里头
temper
出现这个反
and
应。
they feel
但
anxious
是通过
many
练功
times.
这种清
But
静的
through
功，就能够让
meditation,
人清静下来，
through
就是
you
让你的
can
那种
attain purity
意
and
识形
calmness.
态，你的那个
And
情
so
绪
that
当
our
中那个东
actions,
西
our
不会往上攀，
emotions,
不像那个火
that
一样。
energy won't
抗是指
be
抗拒，
rushing
是
up
过分
to
的、过
your
分的分
head.
泌的。所以经过这种平静的思维、
Hyperthyroidism means that there
训
are
练、
too
打
much.
坐、
There are
练功，
it's too
就会
hyper.
就是
And that's
绝
why
对
through
能够缓解
meditation, through sitting
和对治
meditation,
甲亢。
it's right
所以
for
也欢
hyperthyroidism,
迎
so
有
it
甲
calms you
亢
down.
症状的朋
So I
友哈，
welcome
多来
everyone
练一
who
练，一定有
has
好处。
hyperthyroidism come and
所以这
practice.
位网
When
友
you
有这
practice,
个
it
甲
will
亢的
help
这个
you.
毛病，
And so this person who had hyperthyroidism and benefited from meditation, I think this benefit is very normal. And so I hope that you will continue to practice meditation and maintain a very happy and calm emotion. When you have these issues, you might easily get anxious. But when you listen to my teachings, when you understand more, then there will be less chances for you to be anxious at things. Master, we feel that being able to control hyperthyroidism in just a week is very lucky. But there's someone else from the Toronto Center. So this sister has issues with her hearing. Let's look at her story. How are you, Master? I am Da Fang from Bodhi Meditation Toronto. I am so fortunate to have joined the Six-Syllable Mantra Bodhisattva Class. Many of the benefits that I have received. One, I feel that there are a lot of energy. I have neck issues for many years. It's always uncomfortable and sore. Many times at night, I wake up due to the pain. On day 4 of the class, while chanting with Master, all of a sudden, I feel this heat flowing through my left shoulder here for about a minute long. After this, I felt very light and relaxed. I feel very happy. Then on day 6, it happened again. From that day on, I have not felt any more pain. Really grateful to Master. I have another very happy story to share with Master and with everyone. Back in 1992, because of tonsillitis, I was given gentamine. Its toxicity caused deafness. I have suffered deafness for 28 years and went to see many specialists, Chinese and Western doctors. They say that it's neurological deafness and it's irreversible. When I first came to Canada, I went to consult with specialists, and they say that there's no cure. Then in 2005, I had no choice but to use hearing aids. I've been using it since then. Without them, I can't hear. My hearing capacity continued to worsen. It was down to 75 to 80 decibels. Basically, it's deafness zone. So I'm in the 75 to 80 zone. During this pandemic, I have been at home, diligently practicing meditation, keeping up with Master's online classes. Every day, I basically am able to practice up to 7 hours, at minimum 3 to 5 hours. I chant, practice energy Bagua. Then one day, a miracle happened. One day in July, I was driving without my hearing aid on. While driving, all of a sudden there was a car that passed me, and I heard it. For many years now, I have not heard anything while driving. At this time, I thought of checking the sound volume. In my car, I usually turn audio volume to level 8. I turned the volume down to 5. I could still hear. I was so happy. Then I turned on GPS. Normally, I don't hear the instructions. Now I can hear them. How much my hearing has improved is now, I don't know yet. But now I can call out the many little changes that have come about in my life. Another thing, whenever I practice energy Bagua at the center with fellow practitioners, I could never hear the instructions. Turn your body, begin to walk. I don't hear this. So I need to keep my eyes open, seeing others turn. While they start walking, I do too. I have never heard the instructions. Once I had my eyes shut, like this. Everybody had started walking, but I did not see. Then a fellow practitioner said, "How quickly you have entered into a meditative state." I said, "What meditative state? I didn't hear a thing." In reality, everyone knows how bad my hearing is. So my hearing loss of 28 years have reversed. My hearing has improved significantly. This is such a joyous occasion. Very thankful to Master.
很棒很棒哈。
That was
药
great.
物神经性的耳聋，
So
医
this
生专家都说了
neurological
它
deafness,
是不可逆转的，通常都
and
不能
even
恢
the
复
specialist said that it's
对，这最近
irreversible
它
and
恢
there's
复
no
了
cure.
很多啊，
But now
真
she
是
can
可喜
hear.
可贺哈，非常非常棒哈。
Congratulations. That was great.
那这我们的6字大明咒哈，这光明的咒
Our
语。
Six-Syllable Mantra are the mantras of illumination. Let me share some of other sharings. One person said that my mother, about 1 year ago, she is losing sight, and sometimes she can see a little bit. But a few days ago, when she was in the Six-Syllable Bodhisattva chanting class, she prayed to Master, to the Guanyin Bodhisattva for blessings. And during the class, she could feel light in her left eye. And in these 2 days, she could clearly see things with her left eyes. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Guanyin Bodhisattva. So her eyes have regained sight. So losing sight is like years losing hearing. It's very difficult to reverse. Many older seniors, it's very easy for your eyes to lose sight. And through a few days of chanting the Six-Syllable Mantra, I bet everyone have benefited somehow. People who are in a more severe situation might be able to see more benefit. In the beginning, we saw a few sharing videos, and there was a few people who shared that their eyes are brighter. They can see, they have better sight. And there are also people who saying that the 5 eminences on their hands are bulging up now. So in addition to our physical changes, our fortune also changes. The 5 eminences on our hands starts to bulge up, and the features on our hands and face changes. The qi, the energy on your face and hand looks more beautiful, and it is a representation of health and fortune. When the 5 eminences bulges up and when the color looks more beautiful, it means that you have more fortune. Maybe before you didn't have a lot of fortune, but through practice, maybe it's your sincerity, maybe you have connected to the Bodhisattva, that you have gained fortune, gained a longer life. Maybe your grandchildren or children may become more fortunate too. And so some people will see changes in their facial features and hand features. And it's very common. And I want to remind you that our fortune is not only shown up on our face and hand, but it's also your physique, and also how your body texture feels like. So in the ancient China, when the ancient Chinese people describes a person with a lot of fortune, they would describe how they walk, the sound they walk, the sound of their breaths. And there are different characteristics that are shown. And so when you meditate, you will naturally gain more fortune. I'm not going to tell you in detail of what's a characteristic of fortune when you walk. It's not that simple. It is a complex system. Through cultivation with compassion, when we pay respect to both Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and when we do a lot of kind deeds, our health can be improved, and our fortune will improve as well. Thank you, Master. Received. Master, you reminded us that people with issues of hyperthyroidism, they might be more emotional and anxious. We actually received many people's sharings that they feel through self-cultivation, they feel that their emotions are more stable. And why is that? Because they can sleep better now. Some people cannot sleep very well at night for a very long term. And that's why their emotions are unstable. Master, let me share a few stories with you. There's one person who comes from Toronto Center, Kun Bao. She says that the benefit she feels the most is that her sleeping quality is much better. Usually, she would lay on the bed for 2 hours before falling asleep, and she would wake up 2 to 3 times at night during the night. But during the pandemic, as she practices with Master's online class, she feels that in the last few weeks, she could go to bed and sleep within 10 minutes and sleep all the way until the morning. So she's very grateful to Master. And usually, she would do everything in a rush. And she even wants to forward the videos. Like she wants to forward everything, and everything is in a rush. But nothing is in a rush. But she's always rushing things, as if she's having a race with time. And then she started to learn Master's Six-Syllable Mantra. And whenever she feels that she wants to rush through something, she would chant Om Mani Padme Hum in her heart to calm herself down, and so that she could focus on the Six-Syllable Mantra. So she would chant for 5 minutes and relax herself. And that's why recently she doesn't have to rush a lot of things. And so now she can do what Master taught, to have persistence and focus on every single small thing. And she's very grateful to Master. Can I comment a few? There are a lot of people, and it doesn't matter what gender you are in or what age you are in. Many people are rushing through things. They feel that everything has to be done very quickly, and they become anxious themselves. They want you to express yourself in one sentence. They don't want to listen to 10 sentences. They're very impatient. When this person said that when she's watching a video, she wants to fast forward. When she watches a 2-hour movie, she wants to fast forward and finish it in 30 minutes. But she doesn't know what was a movie about. And as if she's always chased after by someone. And I think this irritability is something is missing in her mind. Do you know what the issue is? It's actually because she doesn't have enough qi. Under this situation, you can improve the situation by chanting, or even better, by walking energy Bagua. If you walk energy Bagua in the morning, you won't be impatient today. If you didn't walk energy Bagua in the morning, then you feel everything is an emergency. Everything is an emergency. if you say that, come, she'll say that, no, I have an emergency at home. No, I have an emergency in my company. Why are you always in emergency situations? No, it's not an emergency. It's only you feel it that it is an emergency. If you don't deal with it today, it will blow up tomorrow. It's your mind, it's your heart. It's because you don't have enough energy to support your mind and heart. It's as if you have a lack of oxygen in your brain and a lack of blood in your heart. And that's why you feel irritable. And you feel impatient, and you're always anxious, as if you're always being chased by someone. You're dealing with emergencies every single day. And that is very troublesome, whether it's for your life, for your family, or for your work. If you are able to distinguish between the emergency situation and what's not, then you won't be impatient. If you cannot see through things, then when someone mentions something, you always feel it emergency. Say that your child is only 8 years old, and someone asks you, which university is your child getting into? You feel that it's an emergency. No, it's not. It's not until over 10 years later that she will go into university. Why would you rush about it now? So you have to distinguish what is an emergency and what is not, and what can be done after a few days. And some situations, you don't need to deal with it. Say that there is a rural Asian village that is experiencing a fire, but you live in the United States. Why are you rushed? Why are you anxious about this situation? There is one person from Vancouver. When this person saw me, he said that, Master, I have something that I have to tell you. And he asked me, do you think Trump will be president again? What does it have to do with you? Master, aren't you anxious about it? Why should I? Even if you're anxious, will you influence the election? If there is a celebrity couple that are divorced, does it have anything to do with you? Why are you anxious about these things? Why don't you look at people who are getting married? Why are you always anxious about bad things? So you have to distinguish about the things that we experience in life. When you don't have enough qi, it's as if you don't have enough oxygen supplied to your brain. And when you don't have enough processing power in your brain, it feels that you don't know how to process the situations that you run into. And such people may not even be able to listen to historical stories. If they listen to 2,000 years ago, King Qin is being defeated, and then you are anxious about it. What does it have to do with you? It's 2,000 years ago. When I say that it's your physical problem, you feel that there's nothing to do. What can you do? You can walk energy Bagua. No, it's too slow. Just slow down and try it for an hour. But my mind is always running away. That's okay, as long as your feet is still walking in circles. You can tell yourself that you can hold on to it. Then you can become more wise. Then this person gave it a try, and he was able to slow down and become more patient. He asked me, why am I able to be more patient? It's because you have more qi, especially for females. We talked about hyperthyroidism. There are more female will experience hyperthyroidism than men. And many women will also have emotional ups and downs. When they're very emotional, they will sign on the sign to divorce, and they will go into the stock market. And when you're emotional, you might hurt your parents. There was a psychology research, and one of their research results is that many female prisoners in the United States they're usually nice people in their life, but because of one emotional issue, they were very emotional and did something wrong, and that's why they are locked up. Then what should you do? You should self-cultivate, whether it's practicing walking energy Bagua or practicing chanting. When your heart is full of compassion and kindness, then you can help yourself. So I've told you about these sharings, and even sleepless nights may lead to hyperthyroidism, because if you don't sleep well, you have a lack of energy. When the teacher is teaching in the class, would you be able to remember it? No, you won't. You will be anxious, and you might even feel a shortness of breath, and you might be nervous, and you might think everything negatively, and it might be more easier for you to get sick and even attract negative energies. And so at night, I feel that no matter how much work you have, don't sleep until after 1 a.m. because deeper into the night there are more negative energy. And so even young children, you should sleep before midnight. If you are in that negative energy environment for longer, it might lead to illnesses relating to these negative energies. So go to bed early. So if you are always sleepless for a long time, then it will affect your health. And chanting mantras and practicing meditation will benefit your health. There are many sharings where their sleep quality have improved. Michelle is from Boston, and she has similar issues. Shifu, I'm Michelle from the Boston Meditation Center. Before taking the Six-Syllable Mantra class, I had many sleeping issues. For example, I had a hard time falling asleep. I often get up four or more times at night, and the sleeping quality was very poor. I often wake up feeling tired. After the class, I am able to fall asleep faster than before. I only got up twice on one night. Also, I feel more energy the next day. So the result is very fast. Her situation changed only after the 7 days. And also from New York Center, she shared something similar. Her sleeping quality is much better than before, and she feels more energized after chanting too. So through chanting mantras, it helps with our sleeping quality. There are many people who have similar stories to share. Is there more? Yes, there are a lot more. Many people have benefited both physically and mentally. And some people have mentioned that they have been blessed by Master, and they have been able to find a job or purchase a property successfully. Let's watch a video from Los Angeles Center. Master, my name is Ru Feng. In the last few days, I joined Master's Bodhisattva chanting class. In the first day of the class, Master introduced the four-arm Guanyin Bodhisattva Tanka, and I was very happy, so I went to the center and took the Tanka home. And my daughter has been trying to find a house for a long time. And after I brought the Tanka home, she was able to finish the entire transaction within 6 days. Thank you, Master. Thank you. She is very happy. Buying a real estate property is a big thing. I've seen people who have tried for 3 years and they couldn't buy one. There are so many real estates on the market, but why wouldn't you be able to find one that's suitable for you? For example, the location, the design, or the layout. It's just very difficult for you to find one that suits you. At this time, with Master's guidance and blessings, and maybe when someone shows you a house, you know that, oh, this is what I want. That's when destiny comes about. You know that you want this. I've heard such similar sharings from many persons. I hope that when you try to find a spouse, it's a similar situation for you too. You know that that's yours. We talked about Irene before. Irene, who was our model for advertisement, and she was also in our online live sessions before too. She is very lovely, very beautiful, and she's single. And she graduated from a very good U.S. university. She's 26 years old. But she actually looks like 21 years old. So if you like Irene, contact us. How about contact us at this phone number and email address, and we can pass on your contact number to her. She's very tall. Her height is over 175 centimeters. I think that's all. That should be all for our sharings now. We have received almost thousands of letters for sharing. Last time I said something wrong. We said that we are holding the class from the August 2nd to August 8th, and whoever was born during this time, you can receive a gift. And some people came to me and said that my birthday is on August 1st. Can I get a gift? And some people came to me and said that, Master, it's my wedding anniversary. Can I get a gift? Yes. Master, it's my dog's birthday. Can I have a gift? Yes. As long as you like it. So, similar requests, as long as you have wrote to me, I will try to give you a gift. And today, let's do now the prize draw. Everyone is looking forward to it. Some people have already shared about how cute the bear is on Master's table. Many people like it. When there are light shining onto the bear will start to move around. And this is one of our prizes. All right, YouTube Chinese channel. I'm going to take a screenshot and pick 3. Here we go. Jue Zhen, pick a number. 1, 2, and 3. All right. The first one is Ma Chi. Is she from New York? The second one is Qing Jing. The third one is Lisa Lee. Congratulations. How about much can receive this little
跳
bear.
跳舞的
This
小
bear
熊哈，
can dance.
清静的
Alright,
这
for
个正好
清静
拿到台上来的这个
The 64 trigram,
铁盒的
the new
64卦
version of the
就是
64 trigram
清静
is for 清静.
第3位 Lisa 李
For Lisa
的
Lee,
Lisa 李
for Lisa Lee,
这
I
个
will give you the scarf.
这个我这个特别漂亮的纱巾
This
这
beautiful
个纱巾
scarf.
叫什么呀？
Irene, what's the
不记得哈
scarf's
三维
name?
世界
The
他做这个
3D
纱巾的广告
world.
做的比较多哈。对，
Irene was
这
a
是我的
model
画作
for
之一
this
哈
scarf,
三
the
维世界
3D
照片
world
找到
silk
了
scarf.
对对对，就是这么聪明可爱漂亮。
Irene is
好
very
这
beautiful,
是这位
smart,
Lisa 李的礼物
and
啊，
sweet.
这个得拿走，一会儿再送人一次就没有。还是中文平台。
All
中文
right,
平台我们再
Chinese
来三
YouTube
位哈。
Chinese YouTube channel one more time.
来截屏。
Screenshot.
节奏大。
啊，截了。
好，
第几？
那就从
Pick a
下面
number.
看1、2、3。
三位哈。
Let's
这是
pick
三
the
位哈
last three.
好，
从下面看1、2、3。
The last three.
好，下面的第一位
The first one
是
is
宝论，第二位
宾论
周月，
the second one is 周月.
这个有点难读。
It's very
96
difficult to read. Mag 96.
叫什么？妹妹96。好，你们的礼物
All right, your gifts are
第一位，宝
first
论
one for 宝论.
啊，宾论啊，宾
Oh,
论。
sorry,
宾
your
论
name is 宾论.
这个插手机的，
This
插手
is
机屏
a
的啊
cell
插
phone
手机屏
screen
的
wiper.
插手机屏的这个小熊玩具啊。
It's a bear.
我们想就是有点不太一样嘛。就是
We want
所以
to pick
有
a
这么一个
few
小礼物
different
哈
gifts.
好，
And so
宾
this
论
one is for 宾论.
第二位周月，
Second one is 周月.
这个太大了。周月，燕麦片儿。啊
周月, how about the
健
quick
康
oats
食
for
品
you?
健康长寿。
I wish you long life.
妹妹96，妹妹96。
Mag 96.
哎，这个小布包吧，
How about
这个
this
挺漂亮的
fabric
啊
pouch?
这个小收纳包，你看，
It's very
上头一个拉
beautiful.
链，这是
There is
帆
a
布的
zipper on the
上头带有
on the
印
top,
第安图腾的
and
印
it's
花
made of
啊
canvas with
印第安图腾的印花。
with
它这些图
totem
腾呢，通常都是吉祥的意
drawings,
思。
and usually these totems
和
are
睦
very
啊，幸福呀，
auspicious,
富足啊，
harmonious,
这样啊。
happiness,
这个
and
还挺结实的
prosperity.
这个小帆布包呢，
And it's
是
very
双
well
层的
made. It's
这里面
actually
双层还是
there are
挺结
actually
实
2
哈
layers,
放个东西，放笔啊，放
and
护
it's
照
very
啊，
good
放
for
钱呐，都
passports,
是很方便
pencils,
的。
and even
这个
money.
个头够大，
And it's very
这个还
large
不
too.
错哈。这个是妹妹96的
So
啊
this is for Meg 96.
英文，
Now we're on to the English YouTube channel.
截一屏。
We'll take a screenshot.
好，觉真第几？3位哈。
Jurgen, pick a
三位啊。
number.
5、
Pick
6、
3.
5、
5,
6、
6, and 7.
1、2、3、4、5、5、6、7。第一位呢
The
叫
first one
全时
is
快乐，
Always
全时快乐
happy, 全时快
快乐
乐。
的礼物，全时快乐，这个有，这是专门在外面买来的哈。
We
这个是
we
加拿
specially
大上面
purchased
印着
this.
枫叶的，
This is
这个
there
笔
is
记
a
本，这个笔记
maple
本
leaf
好像是皮的，
representing Canada,
不一样
and
的
the
好像是真
cover
皮的。
seems to be made of real leather.
我看看里头，
Let me take a look inside.
真皮的，这个
It's
做的
made
补
of
香补色的
genuine
哈。
genuine
这里面
leather.
这个纸都是那种
The paper has a antique finish to it. It's very beautiful. And I don't think it's cheap too. It's very well made. Alright, so this is for 全时快乐. May you always be happy. Next, blueberries. Dried blueberries. May you be healthy and happy. Blueberries for you. The third one is 增朗. This cake of poor tea has been on my seat for a very long time, and I want to give this to you. May you be healthy and happy. This tea is organic, and it has been tested by Taiwanese officials, so it's very good for our body. Let's drink less coffee and don't drink alcohol, and drink some tea, and drink less cold drinks or bubble tea. It might be harmful to your body. Drink our healthy Bodhi pu'er tea. It will even help you to lower some cholesterol. Alright, now on to the Korean YouTube channel. Screenshot. 觉真, what number? 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5. The first one is 全卷.
礼物。记得名字吗？
Do you remember the name?
对了，这是我亲自写的。
This is a sutra that I wrote, I copied, and it's printed onto a silk scarf. So I want to give this to you, the purity of the six senses. May you be healthy and happy. Not only you have purity of the six senses, but you are very fortunate, and may all your wishes come true. Some people might ask, where can they get it? Many of the items are available at your local Bodhi Meditation centers, but some of the things with symbols of Canada, we purchased it in Vancouver. And if the items are not available at your local Bodhi Meditation center, you can always go online at cibeiyin.com. And things like this pouch or other small gift items with symbols of Canada are all purchased from gift stores.
这个送你一个加拿大
金星儿 I will give you this canvas pouch to you with totem symbols. You can put anything inside. There are 2 layers to the pouch. It's very good. Alright, may you be happy and healthy.
那中文平台再来一次吧。
One more time on the Chinese channel.
中文平台。
Alright, Chinese channel.
再来一次吧。
One more time.
好，咔嚓。
Alright. Screenshot. How many will you pick, Master? Let's pick 3.
6、7、8。
Alright, 6, 7, and 8.
1、2、3、4、5、6。 6、
6, 7,
8
8.
这个有些名字它奇怪啊。
Okay, the first one,
OICH 72。
OOICH 72. We don't even know how to read your name.
好，你的符号是72哈，72。
So we'll call you
好
by 72.
72。是吃了健康长寿的哈。
How about
燕麦
quick?
片儿
How about some oats for you?
Esther 2 Esther 2
Esther Teal.
Esther 2。 好，好，这个是蓝莓干啊。
Dried
这都是健康
blueberries
长
for
寿的
you.
啊。
May you be healthy and live a long life.
森寒恨，不是哪里人啊？森寒恨，像新加坡的。
This looks like a Singaporean name.
我觉得新加坡多吃点蓝莓吧。
If you're in Singapore, I hope you can eat more blueberries.
我记得
Blueberries
新加
are
坡一个
very
食品店
expensive in
我
Singapore.
一看有蓝莓，
I remember
Ah.
once I went to
那么
a
一小
Singapore
口比香烟盒还
market
小，
and
但
there
上面只
was
铺了一
a
层蓝
very
莓，
small
卖多少钱呢？
box of
大
blueberries.
约是10美
It's
金。
about the size of a
我
cigarette
觉得哇，这一颗蓝
box
莓
and they
至少
charge
值2
about
毛钱美金。
$10,
5
10
毛钱
US
贵
dollars.
我这一大袋子啊，
It was
蓝
very
莓干儿啊
expensive.
啊，那是老贵了。你咋用水一泡，一泡一大盆啊？
So if you take these dried
这
blueberries
用这
and
个
soak
做
it
那
in
个
water,
蓝莓
it's going to
什么
grow to
蓝
an
莓汁儿啊
entire
就是蒸
an
那个
entire
做
bowl
那
of
个
blueberries. Then you can use
蛋
it to
糕，
make
自己做那个小蛋糕啊
blueberry
这个
muffins.
能做多少啊？
You can make a lot of
那就赚
blueberry
钱了啊。
muffins, and you can use it to make a lot of
这
money.
是这个给谁的？
All right, so who is this for? For Zheng
好吧，
Han
好
Hen.
吧，这个蓝莓干是给你的哈。我怀疑你是新加坡人。
All
我
right,
多吃了点
blueberries for you.
有网上有小朋友是说那个，还有，就是说看你那个桌子上放那
Some
个小
kids
象，
online are asking
我忘了
about
他给我个什么
the
理由了。
little
才6
elephants
岁，
on my
能不能给
table.
我送一个吉祥啊？
I
可
think
以。
she was
Ah.
about 6 years
对，
old
这
and
位小
asked
朋友
me
哈，
for a elephant. I
是吧？
forgot
这
what
个
her
小
name
象
is
哈，这个
and
小象
what
就
she
是你的
said,
哈，
but
就写
this
信给我那小朋友
little
哈，
elephant is for
对，
you.
就送给你，祝你如意
The
吉
the
祥哈，
small child who
将
wrote
来
to
呢
me,
能够
may you be
健健
auspicious
康
and
康，
may all
还
your
有
wishes come true.
叫
May
做
you be
金榜
healthy
题名。
and have good academic achievements.
今天是礼拜3吧？
Today is
礼拜
Wednesday.
3哈，那我们下次直播礼拜6哈。
All right, our
好，
next
下
live
次直
session
播是
is
礼
on
拜6
Saturday.
的同一时间。
Saturday at the same
好，
time.
那我们今天的直播内容就到这里。
All right, that's
祝
all
愿
for
大家
today's live
健
feed.
康长
May
寿，
everyone be healthy, live a long
幸福
life.
快乐，
May you be happy.
心想事成，
May all your wishes come
全
true.
家都幸福。
May your entire family be
再见了。
happy. Thank you. See you again.
生命的真理，就是